The bloodstains on Dirk's chest are no doubt the result of being shot by the minister. However, that does not explain everything. There is also some blood splatter extending from his left elbow to his abdominal area. I believe this blood splatter came from...
Take that!
If the killer wore these clothes during the murder, then the blood splatter must have come from Minister Inga. I had thought it was all Dirk's, but that makes sense. Only one way to be sure, though. Let's get those stains analyzed right away. Indeed, this may be conclusive evidence we need to prove the Queen's guilt. You cannot prove it was I who hid those clothes. They could very well have been hidden by a third party. But could they really? I'd say the possibility of someone other than Garan hiding the clothes does not exist. I need a key. No, it's just not possible. Your Eminence, I recall you saying the following. The key to Amar's sarcophagus is under protection of the royal family. My husband and I are the only ones who could have opened it. Therefore, it would be impossible for some knave to open it. Ah! That was your own testimony, word for word. Why, you insolent... Admit it. Only you could have hidden Dirk's clothes after they were used in the murder. And that means you were the one who killed Justice Minister Inga. Insignificant worm. You dare accuse me, the ruler of Kurain? Do not think for one moment that such I'm afraid such arguments are invalid here in the Sacred Hall, Your Eminence, because even monarchs aren't above the law. It's the end of the line for you, Queen Garan. Time to come down from that lofty throne and face justice. Wow, no thought root? There's always a thought root. She's also shitty, Manfred von Karma. Oh wait, hang on. Me? Face justice? Surely you jest. You are in no position to force my hand, lawyer. Oh? Surely you haven't forgotten about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, should I be convicted of murdering my husband, your dear brother, who delivered false testimony in my defense, shall also be found guilty. What? That can't be. Oh, come on, we can just forgive that, can't we? By delivering false testimony in the course of protecting a guilty party, he would certainly be judged by this court as having supported a criminal. And the Defense Culpability Act would most likely definitely come into play. But that law is so broad that anyone could be convicted under it. When it comes to the DC Act, even I am conflicted. And yet, as it currently stands, it is the law of the land. We can just fucking... the queen will be killed, and to get the new queen will change the law. And no one is above the law. Of all the absurd things I've seen, this law really takes the cake. Now what? What can we even do at this point? You need not look so forlorn. Dirk has been cleared of all charges. So let us leave all thoughts of the real killer and revolution in the past where it belongs. She wants us to just let her off scot-free? And yet, I don't see any other choice. We cannot yield to her here, Apollo. If it will move the revolution forward, I will gladly face the DCA. Now do it! Accuse the Queen Garan of the crime she has committed. But...
Such insolence!
What you speak of is not revolution. Our kingdom will not function without its sovereign. And Rafa cannot ascend to the throne, for she is yet incapable of channeling spirits. But what about Queen Amara? Thus, to accuse me is to wish destruction upon our fair kingdom, you terrorist. Terrorist? Yes. A terrifying terrorist. If you would still insist on accusing me, then as ruling sovereign of Kurain, I proclaim the following. The Queen cannot be charged for murder. All who imperil the crown, no matter the reason, shall be subjected to immediate execution upon the Queen's orders. What? Immediate execution? She's so lame. Do you still not comprehend? Then let me be clear, for the sake of this kingdom's future, and in accordance with the laws of Kurain, I command that you be put to death at once. Isn't this going a bit too far? Why is the Grand Royal Guard... They were on standby in case of an attack by a foolishly optimistic terrorists. Now if you continue to oppose me, the very embodiment of the law, then under my regal authority you shall all be put to death.
Objection!
Oh come on, this is insane, even for you. You can't possibly get away with something like this. This is a court of law. You can't just order an execution without due process. Now look, Apollo, truth or due process are certainly important, but so is your life, so think before you speak again. But... Please, Apollo, do not make this any worse than it already is. I cannot lose you to the Twilight Realm, too. What am I supposed to do? How do I win against an opponent that can rewrite the laws as she sees fit? How can I even bring her to justice? Get her for tax evasion, I don't know. Is this really how it all ends? It is your life, or your accusation, lawyer. You cannot hope for both. Is it time to cease this insanity? What do I do? Should I accuse Queen Garan? Fucking accuse you, you bitch! I know what I have to do. Mr. Wright, you know that saying you're constantly reminding me and Athena of? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles? You never fail to surprise me, Apollo. And Nahita, you know that creed we've known ever since we were kids? The dragon never yields. Oh, couldn't they get Apollo's voice actor to do it? He's the only one that hasn't said it yet. Apollo. They are not merely words. They are what's carried us this far. So now, it's time to honor these words and the memories of the ones who gave them to us. I couldn't agree with you more, Apollo. Those words are more important to me than you know. And if there's any time to remember them, it's now. It would seem, Apollo, that not one but two auspicious creatures dwell deep within you. A fierce dragon and a virtuous phoenix that shall shatter the clouds hiding the heavens. I shall join you in your death-defying bluff. I think I finally understand what those words really mean, and the resolve they embody. Are you smiling, even in the face of certain doom? Is there no end to your defiance? Unfortunately for you, no. I won't let fear, or even the law, force me to abandon the pursuit of truth. Because there is another saying in my country, the truth will set you free. Indeed, that is precisely what Dirk sought to do through this trial. He wished for us to break free from a certain despicable spider's immobilizing silk threads. We won't be intimidated by unjust laws or given to fear. Abandoning the truth like that is just not a part of my playbook. There is only one path for us, revolution. The time to make Dirk's dream a reality is upon us. Your Eminence, if you are the law here in Kurain, then your very existence is wrong. Does your disparate bleeding, no end? I know it's a bit late to ask, but what's the plan? Well, Garon is going to execute us on the spot under the Defense Culpability Act, and the law itself derives its power from the authority of the Crown. Then there's only one thing to do, prove that she's not the real queen. We dethrone her, right here, right now. Alright, but how? It's not like we have a lot of time to come up with a way to do it either. I doubt she'll allow you to perform another cross-examination when we think. Don't worry, I'll come up with something. We'll be fine. We can't give up, not now. We have to keep on fighting to the end. We can't allow these broken trials to go on. It's time to make things right. Here comes the thought root. There it is. Okay. I like these. If I accuse Garon, Nahuta will be subject to the Defense Culpability Act, which means he will be put to death in accordance with the law. So the only way to do this is to dethrone Garon right now. Could this be the key to the crime? Only the true queen knows the name, so we ask her if she knows the name. Dirk was convinced that the orb is the key to revolution and Kurain's future. In light of Garon's obsession with the orb, it makes a large amount of sense. She probably doesn't want anyone using it to gain spiritual power and the right to the throne. Inga definitely tried to do it just that, but that's where it all starts to fall apart. Inga couldn't have channeled the Founder, even after abducting Maya Fey after all. Inga couldn't have channeled the Founder, even after abducting Miss Fey. After all, only the Queen can channel spirits. He didn't know the Founder's name. The Founder never existed. He didn't know the name. The name of the Founder is only known to those who become Queen. That means the only people who currently know the name are Garon and Amara. So even if someone else had the orb, they wouldn't have been able to channel the Founder. So that begs the question, why is Garon so fixated on the orb? Because she doesn't know the face? Okay, let's not overthink this. Garon is obsessed with the orb because she wants to clear her name. It's a national treasure. She can't channel spirits. I was right! I was fucking right! I was... Could it be? It's hard to believe, but... If she wants spiritual power, does that mean Garon can't channel spirits? That would explain why she had Amara perform the rite of channeling. But how did she channel Dirk to look like him in costume? Is that why she let Amara live? To stand in for her when time came to channel spirits? So if Garon can't channel spirits, she would be exiled, she would have no claim to the throne. It would look bad. The Defense Culpability Act was established under the Crown's authority. But if she had no claim to the throne, then the DC Act would become null and void. No, not just the DC Act. All of the insane laws she's enacted would be swept away in one fell swoop. You claim the authority of the Crown? You, of all people? That's a good one. Have you truly lost it, lawyer? Indeed, I would have the defense explain himself at once. I'm thinking, like, didn't she... It's easy, Your Majesty. Why is Queen Garon so obsessed with the Founder's Orb? Why did she let Queen Amara live? Why was she having her mercifulness perform the rite of channeling in her place? The answer to these three questions point to one single conclusion. A fact that will shake this kingdom to its very core. I still do not follow, Apollo. Your Eminence, I have just one question for you, and please be honest. You can't actually channel spirits, can you? What? You believe the Queen is not capable of communing with the dead? The defense will explain himself at once. In Kurain, the ability to channel spirits is an absolute requirement for a would-be queen. But, Your Eminence, if you were incapable of doing that, then you'd have no claim to the throne. Not only that, but every law you've passed would be rendered null and void. And you, the Garon Royal Guard. You seem to be rather enamored with the Queen's supposed spiritual power. But what if she had none? What if she were just an ordinary person, a pretender unto the throne? That's crazy talk. Impossible! Everyone knows only spirit mediums can become queen. Such blasphemy. On what grounds do you make such a defamatory claim? Queen Garan, if you think I'm just out to defame you, then prove it. Prove it by using this piece of evidence prove it using this piece of evidence you want so badly. I guess it's the Founder's Orb.
Take that!
All the conditions for summoning the Founder should be in place. With the orb, we know what the Founder looks like. As the Queen, you should know the Founder's name. Now, if you would, Your Eminence, please show us the great spiritual power you bear as Grand Priestess of Kurain. Oh, to witness Her Eminence's great power with our own eyes. The Holy Mother will appear before us? A great miracle of miracles. Praise be Your Eminence. May your mighty spiritual power show us the way. Enough! Enough, I say, you mindless cretins! Your Eminence? Can it be that you cannot... Oh, no! I want a lawyer. Summon one at once.
Objection!
Aren't you forgetting something? There aren't any lawyers left in Kurain. You can thank your Defense Culpability Act for that. Your Eminence, please give us a glimpse of your magnificent spiritual power. Summon Her Holiness so she might guide us. I have heard enough of you. Out of my sight, all of you. If you are truly capable of channeling spirits, then get on with it already, Your Eminence. You sneaky, underhanded wretch of a lawyer. That reminds me. You said something to this effect earlier. It is time to cease this insanity. Don't you feel stupid for saying that now? Indeed. Of all the things she has said, I can think of nothing more ludicrous. Apollo, teach this deceitful, putrid queen a lesson she won't soon forget. Gladly, because it really is time to cease this insanity. Garan! Your reign of terror ends here! Very well. Demonstrating my facility as a spirit medium is simple enough. Behold, the magnificent power to commune with the dead. Your Eminence... Alright, I'm just gonna shut up now. Prosecutor Sadmati, how is Her Eminence? It seems she now believes that she herself is the Holy Mother. I see. But her attempt at spirit channeling failed, did it not? Sadly, she seems unable to accept the facts. I fear it will be quite a challenge to question her later. And what, if I may ask, was her motive? I understand that she killed Minister Inga in order to prevent his coup d'etat, but what of her attempt to assassinate Queen Amara 23 years ago, so she could be a queen? To become a queen herself. Maybe she just craved power and attention. She likely developed a psychological complex from her inability to channel spirits, just like Morgan Fay. This happens all the time! Just shitty Manfred von Karma. It's like Manfred von Karma plus Morgan Fay had a baby. And it was shitty. Anyway, that's why she kept Queen Amara alive, to perform the rite of channeling for her. I was right! I was right about that! She was a hack fraud! So I was right about that. But I thought that we made an assumption that it was Garan who spirit channeled someone and to look like Dirk. No, not yes, Dirk, to appear in the vision because she was at the right, because Amara was at the right, and that means that Garan was at the thing, which means didn't we assume that she'd spirit channeled? Maybe she just made her hair and look like that. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, it would seem that as if she had a great spiritual power. In short, she built a cult of personality upon fears and lies. Then again, do not all tyrants? So then, she never really intended to kill Amara, huh? What I don't understand is why Queen Amara even listened to Garan in the first place. Especially 14 years ago, before Rafa was even being held hostage. Why would she keep letting people of Kurain think she was dead? While she kept quietly performing the rite of channeling for Garan. My mother is a gentle soul by nature, and loves her sister dearly. So when Garan told her to hide because Dirk was out to kill her, she believed it. What's more, she did not wish to tarnish the name of her beloved sister. That is why she acquiesced so obediently to Garan's request to keep channeling for her. Until she fled with Dirk, and was told the truth, that is. So that's what happened. And since Rafa was being held captive, I imagine Amara had no choice but to help cover up the truth behind Inga's murder. Yeah, living secretly as Rafa's servant, Nana. No doubt only deepened her love for her daughter. She'd do anything to keep her safe. All the more reason to hide the painful truth from her. Well, that was a case for the ages. Prosecutor Sadmati has been cleared of all suspicion in the murder of Minister Inga, as has Mr. Dirk Sadmati in the assassination attempt on Queen Amara. Now then, I think it is high time I handed down my verdict on Dirk and Nahuta Sadmati. But again, what? But how did she look like Dirk, though? Because that happened. That was her. I don't know. I guess she just looked like him. Like it made her combed her hair. Something. Guess it wouldn't have been too much of a stretch, I guess. Dirk, I hope you're watching. I proved your innocence. Nahuta's smiling again. And that revolution you've always dreamed of is finally happening. With this, may I finally say this court is adjourned. Hang on. I know that we're gonna have like the celebration victory theme. I gotta find a better one first. I know of a better one. Let's see. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. I'll just listen to this for a bit, because I want the actual game music to play. Whenever we get to it, of course. But just imagine that this is playing, because this is a good one too. And if you want to know what it is... Alright, enough though. Let's get the actual game's music. What is it like? Yeah, yep, that's it. Way to go, Apollo! I was on the edge of my seat when those guards stormed the courtroom. That was a shocker, alright. Can't imagine anything like that happening back home. I know, right? I was ready to go down there and teach them a lesson myself. Really? I was barely able to hold her back. Hold me back. You were about to go ballistic after a while there, Athena. Yeah, well, I was thinking about helping you smack a few of them down, to be honest. Remind me never to do or say anything to deserve a My Athena double suplex. You did a fine job out there today, Apollo. Not as good as I would have done, but, thanks for all the great advice, Mr. Wright. Nah, it was all you. The perseverance and never-say-die attitude you showed was impressive. I actually learned a thing or two myself. What? From me? That's a laugh. There were any number of times where I wouldn't have blamed you for giving up. But you stuck out for the very end and came away triumphant. Come on, Phoenix, you never give up! By sheer force of will, and inner strength forged in countless trials, you've overcame the most desperate and hopeless situation I've ever seen. Come on, Phoenix. I don't know about all that. I mean it. You've really come a long way, Apollo. I have nothing but respect for your abilities as an attorney. Really? Aren't you exaggerating just a little bit, Mr. Wright? You did it, Apollo. You finally won his seal of approval. But what about me, Nick? My channeling's come a long way too. After all, I was deemed worthy enough to be used in 2 major crimes already. Yeah, and 2 major chances for me to become someone for you to channel next. Honestly, I couldn't have done this without the support of each and every person here. Mr. Wright, Athena, Nahuta, and of course, Dirk. That was pretty cool, Polly. What are you doing here, Trucy? Trucy? Trucy, what are you doing here? It's magic! I'm afraid she employed the old let's stow away in Mr. Edgeworth's suitcase trick. What? Though it certainly explained why my suitcase was so heavy. I had all of my steel samurai toys in there, damn it! And now they're all gone. Tell me you at least noticed it was heavier than usual. Trucy? Do you even have a passport? My magic panties are an extra-dimensional space. It's like a multi-universe in there. I could produce a passport at the drop of my hat. Alright. Maybe some things in this world are better left a mystery. Hornhead, Barbed Head. I am forever in your debt for what you've accomplished in this Hall of Justice. Without your presence, I may have never changed as I have this day. It is pathetic, I know. That's where you're wrong, your benevolence. It was you who changed yourself. Only you could choose to defy Garon. And that decision was yours and yours alone. That's right. All they did was present you with an opportunity. And you made use of it with gusto. This victory is yours, but your benevolence. You should be proud of yourself. I see. So, am I worthy of my title after all? I'm worthy of my title after all. I shall work to heal our kingdom so that it may know peace and prosperity once more. She sure bounced back quick. So, your benevolence, I take it you learned the truth of your origins? That you are the daughter of Dirk and Queen Amara? Yes, my mother. Her Eminence told me. She said it was part of my disciplining. If you call it that. It sounds more like blackmail. Keep quiet or I'll tell everyone you're the daughter of a criminal. My mother was so insufferable. Or should I say, my former mother. Sounds like there was no love lost there. But you cleared Dirk's name. My true father will no longer be known as a criminal. Therefore, I have nothing more to fear. So what's next for the kingdom of Kurain? I mean, you lost your queen, so... Her benevolence, Princess Rafa will ascend to the throne. Whoa, what? Nahuta. But she can't channel spirits yet, right? Indeed, which is why I will act as as a regent on her behalf. Couldn't she just get the spiritual power by looking at the orb or whatever, until the day she comes into her own? Yes, your help will be greatly appreciated, Prosecutor Sabmati, Big Bro... Bruh? Bruh. Is she going to say what I think she is? What are you looking at, you horn-headed nincompoop? In any event, I will be assisted by Nahuta and Queen Amara for the time being. Queen Amara? Our country offers console to the rulers of neighboring kingdoms through channeling. It is a duty I intend to fulfill myself one day. But for now, I will have Queen Amara assist me in that capacity. So then, she's going to be alright? Yes, it seems the bullet went straight through her without doing any serious damage. That's a relief. You did it, AJ! Thanks to you, both Dirk and Nahuta beat the charges against him. You got the revolution rolling to boot. The revolution? Dirk? I guess you were right to believe in me after all. Yes, sir, there's gonna be some major changes around here. The legal system's gonna return to its rightful state, like how Dirk always wanted. And the name of Apollo Justice will go down in Kuraini's history. Yeah, right. Nahuta, before I forget. There was something I wanted to give you before I headed back home. You wish to give me something? Yes. As Dirk's birth son, I think you should have this.
Take that!
This is Dirk's. I have to get back to the States. And I know you're a prosecutor and all, but as the man that's going to change Kuraina, I think it's only right that you have it. To change Kuraina. Yeah, in Dirk's place. Apollo. I'm afraid I must refuse your gift. What? Why? There is something I would like to show you. Huh? What's this all of a sudden? Mr. Wright, won't you and your friends please join us? Oh, sure. So why'd you bring us here, Nahuta? Apollo. I want you to stay here in Kurain. What? But why? We have lost our queen, and our kingdom stands at a crossroads. Most of all, we will need to rebuild our entire legal system. Naturally, that includes the reintroduction of lawyers to the court. Wait, you're not asking me to... Yes, I want you to take over this law office. With you as a lawyer and me as a prosecutor. We shall rebuild Kurain's legal system from the ground up. You want me to help you rebuild the legal system? That's a lot to take in. Apollo, I cannot do this without you. As lawyer, you are Dirk's spiritual heir. And having studied in America, your legal knowledge will be indispensable. This is way out of my league. The revolution is still in its infancy. But it was Dirk's dream to restore the legal system to its rightful state. Will you not help me realize that dream? Come on, AJ, you know it's what Dirk would have wanted. Let's do it together. You must be taken aback by my sudden request, but please give it some thought. Of course. I'm honored that you asked. Still, I have my job back at the Write Anything agency to consider too. Don't you worry about that, Apollo. Besides, this is something only you can do. Something only I can do? I mean, to be completely honest, our office would be a bit short on firepower without you around, but hey. Mr. Wright. Actually, I'm sorry, but I can't get on board with this. Athena? I mean, there's still so much I want to learn from you, Apollo. That's right. it won't be the same without you. And everyone back home would really miss you too. There's no way I can agree to this. Still, if you really wanted to stay... Yeah, Athena's right. It won't be easy, but... Athena, Trucy. Apollo, no one but you can make this decision. Know that I will not question whatever choice you make. Our flight leaves tomorrow morning, Apollo. Think you can make up your mind by then? I'll try. Talk about a difficult decision. Should I go back to the US and continue working at the Write Anything agency? Yes, but no, probably not. Or should I stay in Kurain and help Nahuta rebuild the legal system? I love this choice. Let me tell you what this choice actually is. And I'll do it in the same order that Apollo just said it, starting with with Phoenix Wright, and then the second choice being Nahuta. Okay, so the choice is: should I go where I'll be in more Ace Attorney games in the future? Or should I go where I won't have any more games in the future? Which one? I think he's gonna choose to stay here with Nahuta, but that's gonna mean Apollo's not gonna have any more games. Sorry. There's no fucking... I would buy them. I mean, I like Apollo and everything, but I don't really like... I don't like this guy, Nahuta. I don't like the divination seances. Anyway. I really don't think it's going to be a popular decision if they make an Apollo Justice game that takes place here. What's the right thing for me to do? But who knows, maybe he'll be like, I want to do both. And yes, this is the kind of thing that I saw. The bus to the airport will be here any minute. I wonder where Apollo is. Do you think he decided to stay here in Kurain? I bet he was up all night thinking. This is a life-changing decision after all. But whatever he decides, I'll have to accept it. I guess this means no more courtroom battles alongside him. Hey guys! I know that booming voice anywhere. Phew, I made it. Apollo, you're here. Does this mean you're coming home with us? Well, about that. Mr. Wright. Yes? I've made up my mind. Here it is. The moment of truth. I still have so many things to learn from you. But I've decided to stay in Kurain. You're staying? But I feel like I have to pick up where Dirk left off. I can't let his sacrifice go to waste. I see. Plus, I want to teach others everything you've taught me about being a lawyer, Mr. Wright. Apollo. Dirk's roadmap for the future. And your teachings. I believe that these two things will save the people of this kingdom from further unrest. I want to do this. No, I have to do this. Apollo. I've never felt prouder. Proud to have had such an amazing son. Oh, I mean, attorney working under me. But someday, I'll return to the US. And once the new legal system here is firmly in place, I'll be back. Scout's honor. Okay. Will we really see you again, Apollo? You bet. Not that I have any idea how long it'll be. But I promise you this, everyone. I'll keep on learning and growing, and I'll come back to the US an even better lawyer. So don't you forget about me. Of course we won't, Apollo. There will always be a spot waiting for you back at the office. In the meantime, we'll be rooting for you, so knock him dead. You got it, Mr. Wright. I'm gonna miss you, Polly. But if this is it, then I'm going to support your choice all the way. Thanks, Trucy. Good luck with your magic act. I know you'll do a Troop Grammary proud. Fuck! I'll be cheering for you too, Apollo. But don't think you're the only one with room to grow. The next time we meet, you'll probably won't even recognize me. Hahaha, in other words, game on? No, but these two still need to go fuck in the bathroom though, you bet, and I'm gonna win. I'm going to miss you too, Apollo, but I can't wait to see where your new adventure will take you. Well, there's our bus. I guess this is it, Apollo. I'll never forget everything you've done for me, Mr. Wright. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. Here's to seeing you back in the US again someday. Until then, you know where to find me. The legacy of those who came before us. Come on, let me see your 3D rendering of... Come on! Kiss! Hand it down from parent to child. And from mentor to disciple. Oh, okay, no. We must never stall or stagnate, but continue to grow and change. Come on! Just fucking... let me see her! All that we've been taught, yes. Who taught you? The beliefs and convictions that have been passed down to us? We must continue to nurture them, so in turn we can pass them on to the next generation. Come on, who taught you? Come on! I wanted to see Mia. 3D.
Are you really sure you're okay with him staying, boss?
Uh-huh. I always figured he'd leave the nest someday.
Oh, I think they're almost here.
Just a little. Got it. Huh?
Why don't we go and check it out, AJ?
Alrighty then. So Apollo... Oh wait, hang on. Okay, so I guess we're gonna see a bit of characters doing stuff. Maybe you can become a lawyer. Oh, okay. Tourism. By the way, that breakdown for Queen Garan was weak. Oh, it's my hottie and my other hottie. I want to congratulate you on becoming a forensic detective. Thank you, but Prosecutor Satmati says he has need of me. So starting tomorrow, I'll be working in Kurain for a while. Look at it this way, it's sure to be an educational experience. True, plus I can't let that kid show me up either. I'll see what I can do for Kuraine's revolution. Well, challenges have a way of helping people grow. I look forward to our next investigation upon your return. Yeah. We're... Darn that. We'd be able to see behind our teleportation trick. Okay. I can't get a word in edgewise before the next thing starts. I'll just watch it for a while, I guess. I hope so. I hope Athena gets her own game. Like, well, maybe not her own game, but her game that's focused on her. Okay, so in case you didn't know, that's a reference to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, where it finds out that, I forget her name. I don't know her name, but it's Apollo's mother. Apollo doesn't find out, but Phoenix knows it. Oh, it's also she is the mother of Trucy as well. So Apollo and Trucy are actually brother and sister, but I think they have different fathers. Yeah, they have different fathers, because yeah, that wouldn't be possible. At least I think that's what it was, right? Pretty sure. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, now the thing's over with now. I can get back to what I was saying. So Apollo has now chosen to live in a gimmick world. What do I mean by this? Well, the whole thing with the seances and the Defense Culpability Act, you know, all this, like this aesthetic right here that you're seeing, like this courtroom, the area that they're in, it's all just a gimmick for this game. And Apollo has chosen to live in this place. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, Apollo has chosen to live there, which is not good if he wants more games in the series. Just being honest. I mean, there could be like a Apollo Justice where he does stuff here. How popular would it be? I would buy it. But I don't know if a lot of other people would, though. Maybe they would. I don't know. I'm just saying that it's unlikely, because the face of this series is Phoenix. I'm sorry, but it probably won't ever be Apollo, even though this point right here was pretty good. Nah, Phoenix is always going to be the face of the series, so I don't think they're going to do a game that is completely devoid of Phoenix in any way, so... Sorry, Apollo, I think your journey really does end here. Maybe not, though. We'll have to see. Dear Mr. Wright. Oh, fuck, I wish I read that. Damn it. Oh, here we go. Dear Mr. Wright. I can't believe it's already been a few months since I decided to stay. I hate it! I'm sorry I haven't been good about keeping in touch, but things have been really hectic. Rebuilding a legal system I'm not yet familiar with has been a real challenge. But I will say, it's given me plenty of work to keep me busy. Okay, have you not given the autopsy report even a curious glance, Mr. Justice? Haha, it's just I have 15 clients on my plate right now. Though I probably shouldn't have accepted all 15 at the same time. Oh please. Are you going to help me rebuild Kurain's legal system or not? If you are, we need to move through this case backlog faster. Yeah, I know, but... Besides, those 15 are only the beginning. There are 10 more awaiting your services. Huh? I too have friends and acquaintances seeking legal representation. And being that you are the only lawyer in this country, I told them to contact you. I estimate it will only add about 16 clients to your case. Huh? Huh? No, now wait just a minute. I have been handing out advertisements for your new office. They read, from legal advice to investigating extramarital affairs, even yak milking. For a limited time only, these services and more are free down at Justice Law offices. I have already received requests from 380 new clients. I'm going to have to say something, aren't I? By the way, this is what I saw after the credits scrubbing. I was like, oh, Apollo's still here. That probably means he's going to stay. Fuck. Whatever. I trust you did your Chords of Steel exercises this morning? Well, go on. There's no need to hold back. Now that you mention it, we have yet to hear you shout today. Yes, and I have grown quite drowsy from these tedious proceedings. I could use a loud something to wake me up. Do not disappoint me, Hornhead. There's really only one thing to say at a time like this. It's a word I've said countless times in my career, but one I'll never tire of.
Objection!
End. And that's all, folks. We don't need that. No, we're good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, that was something. That was rich. Hang on. It's gotta be here somewhere, right? It's always here. It's always... No? No, it's here. Here's this version. But what about... Here we go. We'll just have... Well, first we'll have an advertisement. We'll just have this. Again, it's also from Yu Yu Hakusho. It's the same song, except it's a different version of it, though. It's just mainly piano. I don't know, I really like Yu Yu Hakusho, by the way. Alright. So, actually I should make it so that I definitely can still be heard, though. Alright. So, this game was... This might get copyright. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. This game was good. Yes, it was good, but not great. I think there's a review of this that's like basically says that exact same thing, and I was like, oh come on, it's got to be good. And I'm like, nah, it's just okay. It's good. It's nothing special though. All the cases are kind of like meh, you know, except for the last one. The last one was really good, but one case, having one really good case doesn't make the entire game great. But I don't know. Yeah, the divination seances, I don't like them. I feel like that it's like... It's always been a little difficult at times in Ace Attorney to like catch exactly what they want you to present or what exactly they want you to say. And the divination seance just makes it even like that much harder. It's like you're not really sure. It's like I know something that I can say, but I have to find it somewhere in this thing and do a specific statement with a thing that's being seen or heard or this or that, and it's, I don't know. It wasn't that great. So the gimmick of this game wasn't really that great. I enjoyed the Mood Matrix, because that's, so far, has been pretty easy to follow. For me, at least. Like in Dual Destiny, it was easy to follow, in this game it was easy to follow. It's getting louder. Turn it And in this game, Dual Destinies was easy to follow, and this one is easy to follow. So I don't mind the Moon Matrix. The Moon Matrix is fine. This Seances just didn't do it for me. And yeah, like just cases were just, you know, okay. Nothing too shocking, nothing too great. I'll just say that from every case, I can probably remember like as many of the good moments of the cases I can remember. For every good memory, I can probably think of like a time where I was like, oh, this sucks. Like, this is shitty. So it kind of just like evens out to like a good. It's good. You know. Except for the last case. The last case is like, all of this is pretty good. Except for that time where I had to say it was I had to specifically say it was the lion and not the dog. In you know, which case the dog would have been perfectly viable too, because there wasn't a dog at the palace. She said that they only had frogs and birds. So it'd be like, there was a dog! And actually, honestly, that thing should have said like, dog barks, like lion roar and dog bark. Like, it should have been one thing, not two separate things. That's about the only thing I can remember that was like, I like that. But, that was kind of, evened out by the fact that there was another time with the seance in the last case. I forget if it even happened this session, I forget. Where, oh yeah, I had to prove something. It was I had to choose the explosion, like specifically, even though there were multiple things I could say. But even though I didn't choose the explosion, I didn't get points off. I didn't get marked wrong. It's just like, no, just which one's really the best one. It didn't fuck me in the ass for like saying something that should have been actually right. So I was like, okay, that evens it out a bit. So yeah, this game, I'd give it. I don't want to give it a number or anything like that. I'll just say that, I would say if you're gonna play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, and you've well, honestly, why would you watch all of this if you actually? So that wouldn't make any sense. If you like Ace Attorney, like you've played a couple of the games and you're thinking like, again, this doesn't make sense for people who've watched this all the way through. They'd have no reason to buy it. They already know all the answers. They already know everything. So, I can't recommend that you buy it only if you really like the series because you've already watched the whole thing. So, I'm at a weird position here. So I guess I can't make any kind of recommendations to buy it or not buy it. I can just say, it was okay. As a person who's played every single Ace Attorney game except for the ones that, you know, aren't released in America. Those being the two great Ace Attorney games. Not the fact that they're really good. No, they're literally called Daigakuten Saiban, which is the great Ace Attorney, basically. You know, and the second Miles Edgeworth games, but there's a fan translation of that I played, and it was really good, and I really liked that game. That was awesome. But yeah, someone who's played all the ones that we've gotten, even the Persistent one, I would say that this is probably on the weaker side of all of the cases. Not bad, not the worst. But then what would be the worst then? I'm trying to think. Actually, never mind. Never mind. No, I think this one is the worst. God, wow, that makes it sound really bad, doesn't it? I was just thinking, I was like, there's gotta be one that I didn't enjoy as much as this one. How about the first game? No, the first game's awesome. Second game, people complain about the second game, but I had a really fun time playing it, so, I mean, I liked that one a lot. Third game's awesome. Apollo Justice. Oh, there is that one. Maybe this one is slightly better than... I don't know, though, because I actually like Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. I'll hold off my reservation on that one. Next, I would go Dual Destinies. People don't like Dual Destinies for whatever reason. I do. I don't, like, know. I'm not like some sort of Ace Attorney expert, but I'm someone who has played every game, and and my opinion on Dual Destinies is that it was fun, and I liked it and enjoyed it. So, I mean, I don't know if that makes me dumb, but that's just my situation. I've played all the games, I consider myself a fan, and I like the game. So, and I would rate it ahead of above this one. So, I'm actually just gonna say that I think I like Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney more. Oh, the Edgeworth games. Oh, I definitely like the Edgeworth games more than this. The Edgeworth games are awesome. I guess technically the Professor Layton isn't really one, but I guess it did kind of suck because the cases were pretty simple because it was half cases and half puzzles. So I'm gonna put Spirit of Justice as my least favorite Ace Attorney game. And then in Spirit, Professor Layton Ace Attorney thing is gonna be like below that, just in spirit, because I'm like, I don't really know if I count it as an Ace Attorney game. So if I don't, then it's not there. If I do, then I would say that one is probably the only one that's not as good, that's worse than this one. And again, when I say worse, I don't mean bad. Like, it's like, if you have if you have a set of things, one of them has to be, you know, better than all of them, and one of them has to be worse than all of them, and there have to be ones that are in between. It's just a fact. That's just how it is. Does that mean this is bad? No, of course not. I haven't said that it's bad. I said that it's good. It's just not great. So yeah, that's basically all I gotta say about that then. So make of that what you will. I've been rambling. I had fun with it, except for the fourth case. The fourth case I was pretty mad, but everything else, it's good. It's good. So yeah, fifth case is definitely really good though. But anyway, hang on, I need to do something. It just entered my brain. Again, nobody's gonna fucking watch this. Well, maybe people will, but honestly, by the time people do, this won't even be a surprise anymore. Who knows? People don't even want this, but I'm gonna do it anyway because that's what I want to do. I am Alright, so next time on JnLgame show. Let me just pull up the picture, I guess. Hopefully people will like this. If they don't, then I have no idea what my audience is. But anyway. So yeah, next time on the game, on JnLgame thing, we've got this. Oh shit. So yeah, now come back. So yeah, until then guys, I will see you later.